Okay, they're coming through. All right, clear up my monitor for everybody. Let's go ahead and get going. Welcome everyone on how to keep up with Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter for less than a cup of coffee a day. My name is Greg Pitstick. I'm going to be your presenter today. I'm the author of 3 different books on social media. I'm the founder of 3 companies on social media, including Social Club or Social Concierge Service. I've owned my own real estate team for 5 years, and I live in Cincinnati with my wife and 4 children. And before founding these companies, I was a partner with the global consulting firm Accenture, helping big companies like Procter & Gamble, AT&T, and Ocean Spray make more money with technology. And I'm also the author of the recently released book, How to Get a Client a Week Using LinkedIn. And everyone on this call either have already received the book or will receive it as a thank you for joining the call. So let's kind of set the stage, though, with some new facts. It's 2013, and you need a slightly different approach. So let's clear the stage and look at where things are. First, Facebook, still the big dog out there. There's 1 billion people on Facebook. 75% of the internet users in the United States are on Facebook. And Facebook has a big footprint around the world. It is the #1 website. It beat out Google now, so it's #1 website. And people log on average every other day for 20 minutes, which is absolutely amazing how much time is spent inside of Facebook. Now here's one I like. The average user on Facebook is now 40.5 years old, and it moves up every year we do this statistic. So actually a lot of younger people kind of moved off of Facebook, but the main core of what most businesses target audience is absolutely on Facebook. And the reason it increases in age every year is the 65 plus is one of the fastest growing demographics. Then from a gender distribution, it's about 40% male, 60% female, with the females doing a little bit more of the sharing and the talking. But something that's really neat happened to Facebook over the last year, and I bet you've experienced this yourself, and that's the mobile phone. More Facebook users now visit the site through their mobile app than on a desktop computer. Now I want that to sink in if you've used the Facebook app. More Facebook users are visiting the site through mobile apps than a desktop computer. And the Facebook is the #1 app used on mobile phones, whether the iPhone or the Android. And status updates are really the only way to get in front of your clients on mobile devices, because this is a sample mobile phone and you need your status update to appear here when they're scrolling through, and we're going to show you how to do that. I also want to touch on LinkedIn, because this is one that a lot of professionals, they get an account there and they just kind of ignore, but it's really come on strong. LinkedIn now has 200 million members. Now that may seem small in comparison to 1 billion of Facebook, but it's a different audience. The average age is 44, and the average income is over $100,000. It's the #1 professional site. If someone's on LinkedIn, you better believe that they're a professional. They have a good income, and they are a professional. So it's an excellent place to be getting business and new clients. Also for LinkedIn for yourself, it comes up top when people search for your name. Usually when someone wants to get wants to hire someone, one of the first things they do is Google them. My wife will Google or check on Facebook a new restaurant even before she goes there. And that's what LinkedIn is perfect for. And with LinkedIn, I want to talk about for a second the power of 60. In LinkedIn, the average person is connected to 60 people. And you think, well, I'm just on LinkedIn. Well, how many links does that connect you to? So if I go out and I connect to 200 local professionals, that's pretty easy to do actually. If each one of those has 60 connections, then I'm a second connection away from 12,000 people. And I'm a third connection away from over 700,000 people. So if I just make a small effort to connect with people in my community, I'm connected to over 732,000 people in LinkedIn that can find you, that you can network with. It's a great way to grow your professional practice. So why should you bother with any of this social media stuff anyway? One, of course, is to get found online. The other is also for new clients doing research. If you have a new customer, we're going to show you the Google part. They're going to be looking at their LinkedIn and Facebook. we're going to spend a lot of time talking about how to stay top of mind so you can get more referrals and repeat clients. Now, I went out the other morning and I Googled a local real estate agent. Her name was Laura. And as you see the search results here that came up right from Google, the top 2 items beneath her real estate pages was Facebook and LinkedIn. And this is why it's important to be active in social media, because what new clients and customers do is they click on these to see what's going on. And if it looks like a graveyard, like you've never done anything and never done any status updates, it doesn't look like you're active. Versus if you have lots of friends and you have good status updates and you get comments back on it, it's a social proof that says, oh, they're popular. So for example, you don't want to go into a restaurant if no one's there, even if it's the best restaurant in the world. So let's talk now about staying top of mind, the core part of this. You do that through status updates on these different tools because they help you nurture weak relationships to strong relationships. And they enable you to clone your best client. And I love this concept because if you think about it, there's an old saying, birds of a feather flock together. Well, if your client is good and they are a friend of yours on Facebook or they're following you or they're on LinkedIn, their friends and the people they're connected to, chances are they would be good customers too. And if someone like in Facebook comments on one of the items you had, there's a chance that their friends are going to see that. So you can end up expanding out your network. So you can end up getting new fans and followers. And by staying top of mind, you get referrals. Because you know, if someone, a friend or a relative needs a service or wants to go somewhere, I don't remember the restaurant I went to recently. I don't even remember. I have to think for a minute as to the real estate agent I used. I have to think for a few minutes as to who my insurance agent is. And in order to recommend you out to other people, they would have had to recently think about you, stay top of mind. And it also helps you get more repeat clients because you're staying in front of them in an easy way. You're talking one-to-many, but in a nurturing way so that they are building a positive relationship with you. Now, what I want you to think about this is having your own TV channel, because that is the best analogy. It used to be people watch TV at night. Well, now they're getting on Facebook or LinkedIn, social media, Twitter, and they're looking at that. In fact, it's taking away from TV time. Well, now you can have your own TV channel. And this is a channel that you want people to watch. Now, think about what type of channels you want people to watch. Well, it's one with good content that you're interested in. And there's an old 80-20 rule, and it applies to most businesses. 80% of the people that are your followers, your fans, at any point in time, they may love you, but they're not ready to buy from you today. If I have an auto repair shop, I may only get the guy to come in 3 times a year. If I have a hair salon, it may be only once every 6 weeks. If it's a restaurant, it may only be 1 or 2 times a month. So most of the time, they're not ready to buy. So if you sit there and you just broadcast all about you on your TV channel, they're going to change the channel. They're not going to pay attention to you. We're going to show you what actually Facebook does. They change the channel for you. Versus if you have good content they want to watch, then people pay attention and they tune in, and then you could put on the occasional commercial. Now, what would be a good status update? Okay. Now here's a generic one. It's actually a pretty good one. And here, I don't know if you can see it on your computer, but it says, wouldn't this be amazing to wake up to every morning? And it's a picture of a bed that has, it's actually inside of an aquarium. It looks really cool. And what you'll notice is lots of people comment on it, and it gets lots of shares. Well, your 80% is going to like that type of content. Instead, if you put out an ad, now this just happens to be an example of a real estate agent, which says, contact me for more information and a listing. Well, I may not be interested in homes right now. I only buy once every 7 years. In addition, I may not even be interested in a home like that at all. It's not good for the people. So if you're putting out coupons or all information about you, you're not entertaining. You're not doing a good TV show. You're not even doing the home shopping network. At least they're entertaining. You just have commercial after commercial after commercial, and no one's going to pay attention to that type of channel. So what do they do in Facebook? Well, first thing they'll do is just ignore you. They won't comment or like on you. If you do it enough, they'll actually click on the button to hide future updates. And if you're annoying enough, they'll actually unfriend you. Well, how does this impact you inside of Facebook? It's really important. You see, the problem is more status updates occur than there's space to show them. So Facebook has tons and tons of status updates from people and limited space to show them. So what Facebook looks at is, in the past, did people hide your comments? Did they not comment on them? Did they unfriend you? If they did any of those, Facebook will look at that and they'll show fewer of your updates in the future. Because what it assumes is, even though you're connected to the person, you don't have a relationship. You need that relationship in order for Facebook to say, hey, these guys are connected together and they should be talking, so I should show more of them. So likewise, if people comment on your status updates, they like it, they share it, what Facebook will do is they'll take that and go, oh, we need to show more of your updates. This is why, if you notice on Facebook, you see more of some of your friends' updates and not as many of other of your friends' updates. It's not like your other friends aren't doing the updates. So Facebook basically will tune out your TV channel, and so no one will see it. You'll be wasting your time. Now, here's the other little secret. It's about frequency. Even if you do a good job, only 7 to 15% of your updates get shown in Facebook. So you actually have to be doing quite a few updates in order to get shown. Now let me show you some good status updates that you can put on your pages and on LinkedIn that build, nurture relationships and help grow your business. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're going to use them to get likes and comments, get seen more often, build relationships, get customers, and get referrals. I just want to get to the meat of this. Okay, so here we go. In Facebook, here's a great status update. Forget about a dream home. I found a dream office. There's two great things about this update. It's a nice, simple thing. I like it, and it's got a great picture. And then here's another one. What a fun way to use wasted space under the stairs. In fact, this one quickly got 7 likes and some comments. Those are great type of status updates with a picture. People love those. In fact, that would be appropriate for almost any type of business. In fact, I looked at this picture of the stairs, the house underneath the stairs. I want to build that for my son. I think that'd be so cool. You can also share health tips on your page. And most any business can share some health tips if they're generic, things like this. Is your energy lacking? Maybe the last thing you feel like doing, but a brisk walk can be more effective than a nap or a cup of coffee at fighting fatigue. Try it out. And immediately, 15 people liked it, and I just cut off the comments because I couldn't fit them all on the page. Lots of people commented on it. And what does that do? You know, that's a great status update. I have a positive feeling towards it, so I have a positive feeling towards you, the business that posted it. And here's another one you could do. It's just a little health tip. Use a salad plate instead of a dinner plate to help lower portion sizes. What is your approach for weight loss in 2013? Immediately got 17 likes and 3 different comments. These are the type of updates that many businesses need to be putting out there. Now, you also can put ones that just directly encourage interaction. Here's an example. The Krug system seems to be the new way to have a cup of coffee. Do you use one? What's your favorite flavor? And then ask a question encourages interaction. People comment back on it. Water, better with ice or without ice? May seem like a simple question, but a lot of people comment and answer that. It's a simple question. And motivational quotes. Motivational quotes are perfect to send out in the morning because people see them, they get fired up. When people get excited, it releases endorphins in their brain, and they have a positive feeling, and they relate that positive feeling to you over time. Here's a simple quote from Zig Ziglar. He was great. If you wait until all the lights are green before you leave home, you'll never get started on your trip to the top. So put some good motivational quotes out there in the morning for your fans. Now then you also want to mix in ones that are business specific, industry specific. So for example, here would be one that's appropriate for either a real estate agent, construction type company. Remodeling costs are plummeting, and then it talks about the return on investment. Another one here is got gas. Where's the cheapest gas you found lately? Which would be great for anyone involved in the automobile industry. And then here, questions surrounding inheritance can be difficult when a loved one passes, and it's a tax one. It would be great for an accountant or a tax accountant. So you can weave those into it also, but you don't want that to be the only thing your station is about. Because remember, you're now broadcasting, think about this, you're broadcasting and encouraging interaction on your TV station. So how often should you be doing this on these various channels? Well, LinkedIn, most people aren't doing LinkedIn status updates at all. You should be doing these LinkedIn updates several times a week. Here's an example of one. Richard Bronson explains his secret to success, and it's a great video that's appropriate. You see, LinkedIn is different than Facebook and Twitter because those are party-oriented, conversation-oriented. Think about LinkedIn as what you talk about the water cooler at work, or something to be appropriate in a business environment. In fact, here's a status update I did recently. I found a great article about how multitasking can be bad. In fact, it was great because it found that only 2.5% of people can effectively multitask, so don't try it. It's probably not you. Well, I not only got several likes when people saw that status update on LinkedIn, but I had 10 people that then that day viewed my profile. Let me repeat that. They saw my status update, and because of that, they clicked on my name, and they viewed my profile. And in my book about LinkedIn, I teach people how to orient your profile so that it's basically your elevator pitch to them. So it says who you are, what you do, and why they should call you. And so I get people calling me, actually, and contacting me when I do good status updates on LinkedIn. It's a great way to get people to come back to you. So you should be definitely doing the status updates on LinkedIn, not just Facebook and Twitter. In fact, I'd say LinkedIn is probably more powerful for most businesses than Twitter is. So how often, again, should you be doing LinkedIn? 2 to 3 times a week. It's good to be putting good articles out there. And they're not the same ones that you would be, of course, sharing on Facebook. On Facebook, you should be getting out there 4 to 5 times a week, a little more frequently. And on Twitter, you should be getting out on Twitter 4 to 5 times a week. So you should be doing in total 10 to 13 different status updates a week out on your social media. Now, why so frequent? Well, I want you to view social status updates as a stream that's flowing by. So if I put a post out there on one of these networks on Monday, by the time I end up Tuesday afternoon, no one's going to see it. It's already aged off of the list. And so if you do just one here and one there, that doesn't really work out because most people won't see it. Because people log on at different times a day and on different days. So you want to mix up your posting. So you do some on Monday, some on Wednesday, some on the weekend, some in the morning, some in the evening, to smatter it around to get your best audience. So I know a lot of people make the mistake. They say, well, I do my updates in the morning at work. Well, or in the evening. Well, you only hit the people that log in the evening. A lot of people are morning people or late night people. It's important to mix up your status updates. So I get the question a lot about how much time do successful professionals spend doing social media. So to do all these updates, you go out and get the content. You got to find good content out there. Or if you're creative, you got to come up with it on your own. Then you have to turn around. You have to put it on your social media. And what the studies recently shown, it averages about 6 hours a week. In fact, that was a 2012 vertical response survey that was just done. So 6 hours a week. I want to keep that number in your head. Because already I'm sure that a lot of you are saying, there's not enough time for me to spend 6 hours in a week, or I don't even want to do it. Because imagine you want to spend time with your family, relaxing with your clients. This is almost adding a whole extra day of work to most people's schedule. And I know most professionals don't have an extra day just laying around. And if they did, they'd rather spend it with their family, on vacation, with clients, golfing, doing something else. Which is why we created the Social Concierge service, Done For You Status Updates. It's content for your social media TV channel so that you can entertain people the right way. So here's how it works. First, you pick your industry. And so we support accounting and tax, auto repair, carpet cleaning, chiropractic, dental, dry cleaning, entrepreneurs, insurance, real estate agents, restaurant and bars, salons, spas, and nails, speaker author coaches, vets and pet services, and other professionals and other retail. So you first pick which is your industry. And inside of there, then you say, what are your topics that you're interested in having broadcast on your TV channel? And you can select multiple topics. So look at these small business tips and fun facts that are industry specific, fun facts that are general. Professional development tips that people would like to read. Sports related, entertainment and celebrity news, technology news, health food and healthy eating. By the way, those are very popular to put on your channel. Healthy living tips, motivational quotes. Almost everyone should be having a good smattering of motivational quotes. Today is, so that you can encourage interaction. Like one of the most popular status updates we've ever done is today's National Chocolate Lovers Day. What's your favorite type of chocolate? And people love chocolate. Amazing the discussions that will happen. Clean business humor that gets a chuckle. Jokes and humor, it's a little bit edgy. It's still appropriate. And pet pictures and stories. So you can pick multiple of these topics then to blend in with your industry. What happens each month is our writers then write status updates for these different topics. And our system pulls out the ones that are good for you, and it puts them into your inbox where you can review them for the whole month. So you can change or say, that one isn't for me. Although most people over time, once they tune their topics, they really don't get into their inbox. They just let it flow. And then during the month, we put these status updates out there for you. So they go on to Facebook. So these are great status updates. You go onto Facebook. We tweet them out if you have a Twitter account. We also put these status updates out on LinkedIn for you because the LinkedIn ones are different than the Facebook ones by the different topics, while you're getting to sit back and relax. So if you regain those 6 hours a week, and if you're not putting the effort in, well, now you can start having good content in social media. So good content in Facebook, good content in LinkedIn and Twitter. And if you want to jump in then at any point in time into your own status update, great. So maybe once or twice a month you want to do something about your business, fantastic. Or you want to jump in a little more often and occasionally do a commercial, great, that's no problem. Because you've already have so much good content out there that people are engaging with you, and they're now paying attention to your TV channel. So then it's appropriate to occasionally put out a commercial. Now, other businesses, you can get a somewhat similar service. Our charging here, this one is charging $500 a month for this service. Here's My Social Empire. They're charging a $2,000 setup and $3,500 a month for a service, a social media service. And we recognize this for the vast majority of independent professionals, speaker, author, coaches, real estate agents, restaurants, and small business owners. This just does not fit. This is just an unattainable price. So the Social Concierge done for you status updates are only $1.57 a day or $47 a month. That, folks, is less than a cup of coffee. And it's far less than a cup of Starbucks coffee a day for the service. It's only $47 a month. But I want to come back to that 6 hours point because I want to make something important, an important point for you. If it's 6 hours a week, that's 26 hours a month. And if you're going to spend 26 hours a month where you could have hired someone to do it for you for $47, you're in essence paying yourself $1.81 an hour. Why are you working for $1.81 an hour? In fact, if you want to make a decent living, all you do is you take the amount of money you want to make. Let's say you want to make $100,000 this year. You divide it by 2, which is $50,000, and then you drop off 3 zeros. That means you can't work for anything less than $50 an hour. And that number is really close, and it works. So why would you be doing work for $1.81 an hour when someone else will do it for you? So we even have a special here today. You can try the Social Concierge service for 30 days for only $1. That's right, just $1. We'll set up your account. You can try it for 30 days. And after that, if you want to continue, it's only $47 a month. That's right, the $1 trial. So if this is your social media world right now where it's empty, where you're not really saying anything, in fact, you're kind of avoiding the situation, this is a perfect opportunity for you to then fill your social media world with good conversation and good content, to have your own TV channel. Now let's talk about return on investment, because this is an important item for most people. Well, if you're a restaurant, you only need 1 more meal a month for the program to work out for you. And if you're a salon or spa, one customer a quarter, that's just 4 customers a year, pays for the entire program. And if you're in auto repair, 1 new repair every 6 months pays for the program. If you're a dental or chiropractor, 1 patient every 2 years more than pays for the program. And if you're a real estate agent, if you get 1 buyer or 1 seller every 10 years, the entire program is paid for the entire 10 years, with the average transaction $200,000. So you can see how easy it is for this to pay off over time, because you're doing consistent status updates that are building relationships, making people feel positive about you, so you can then get more referrals and more customers. It's a great way for you to touch all of your sphere of influence without doing any work. Now, there's no long-term contract here. This is all month to month, so there's no long-term contract to tie you down. So at any point that you no longer like the status update, just let us know, no problem. And I am going to go even a further step. That $1 that you're going to spend, I guarantee you're going to be happy. Otherwise, I will give you your $1 back. That's right. We will mail you your $1 back if you are not satisfied. So go ahead and enroll in our limited time offer, where we will do your status updates on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn for you. Go ahead and go to socialconciergeservice.com/special offer. Again, that's socialconciergeservice.com/special offer, where you can enroll today in our special offer for only $1. Now, Bill, I know quite a few questions came in because I kind of saw that on the chat side there during the session. So let's try and get through as many of these questions as we can, because I'm sure there's some great ones in there.
Okay, Greg. And again, any questions or comments you have, you can go ahead and enter them. You should have a chat box on your dashboard, or you can use the question box, depending on which you have showing there. And we'll be monitoring that. We've already had a number of questions come in. So, Greg, first question for you comes from Joel Kinong, and he says, for your service, what if I don't like the status update you post, the status update you post? How does that work? Kind of what do they do if they don't like the status update?
Well, 2 things. One, we give you all the status updates for the month before the month, so you can see and reject any status updates that you don't want, so you're in complete control. And the second thing I tell people is always remember, you may not like personally in love with every TV station, but it's for the people that are out there. So these are ones for your customers to do. And so we've had several people say, I really didn't like that status update that much, and I let it go. I'm surprised at how many comments and likes and things that happened to it. But you're always in complete control. You get to see all the updates. You can change them or update them, or say you don't want it before it happens.
Okay. Let's see. Jill Polton asks, how are the updates posted?
Great question on how the updates posted. We have an application that then you authorize in your different social media channels, and it is scheduled and it will post on your behalf to Facebook and LinkedIn, and if you have Twitter, it'll Twitter. And so no one knows that we're doing it for you.
Okay. Mario Virilli asks, if there is one other social media channel that we'd like to add, can we do that, and what would that cost?
If there's an extra social media channel, which may be industry specific, go ahead and send us a question offline, because we've got to make sure that there's enough people on that channel that would make it worthwhile. So that's probably one to handle offline. So by the way, the vast majority of people are either on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter.
Okay. So you should send that question to Greg Pitstick at socialconciergeservice.com.
Correct. Greg Pitstick at socialconciergeservice.com.
Okay. Let's see. We've got a question from Katie Weiser. Do you feel you need a separate professional Facebook page, or can I use my personal Facebook?
That is the million-dollar question, and you'll get arguing people on this. If you have an established business brand where it's an actual business, you probably should be doing these updates from your business page. We will either do it from your business page or your personal page. But if you're a professional potentially like a real estate agent or someone like that, is really just working your sphere of influence, where it's your friends and family and the people that you know. Then it could be on your personal account. So that is up to you. We work it both ways. But what I'd encourage is most people, if you actually have a real business, to do it from a business page, and only do it on your personal page if you're just working your sphere of influence.
Okay.
LinkedIn, but let me extend that to LinkedIn too. LinkedIn has both a company page and a personal page, where I think on Facebook, most of the time you should be doing it from a business page. From a LinkedIn standpoint, for the vast majority of people, you should be doing it from your personal page because you're promoting you. People will link to you, but in order to get the updates from a company, they actually have to go to that company and subscribe to it. So it's much easier for you to get connections personally out there than it is to get people to subscribe to your company. Facebook makes it very easy for people to like your business page, and then you can put apps on your business page. You can't put apps in Facebook on your personal page. So they're flip-flop from each other.
Okay.
If I didn't confuse the matter.
Yeah. No, I think we're good. Let's see. I've got a bunch of them here. Jim Mulsky asked, do you put links to your clients' websites in all of your Facebook and LinkedIn posts?
Yeah, that is a good question, and the answer is no, we don't do that, and here's why. When you're watching a TV show, nothing is more frustrating than having a commercial running across the bottom. You want good content that people see in your status updates. Also, if you put links inside of a Facebook status update, Facebook will then put a summary of that link inside of your status update. And you want it to be good quality information, not all about you. It's okay to run the occasional commercial, but don't make every content item a commercial.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to jump around a little bit here. Jim had a quick follow-up question. He was quick on the keyboard. Can you choose more than one topic, or do you just choose one per month?
Oh, that's a great question. No, we encourage you to choose like 3 or 4 different topics to mix it up. So you have motivational quotes, fun facts, industry-specific, multiple things throughout the month. So that on any given day, today may be a motivational quote that comes out from you, and then tomorrow a fun fact comes out from you. So it's not all the same thing. I know some people do like all motivational, and that kind of gets boring after a while.
Okay, I'm going to jump around, everybody. I'm going to come back to some questions here, but just because this one's related, Jill asked a follow-up. It says the offer states we can review the updates before being posted. What is the cycle for this process?
Great question. Once a month. So we give you the updates once a month. We don't want you to have to go each day or each week. So once a month, we give you the updates for the month, and then you can review or change them at that point in time. What most people do is they go in initially, and then after that, they like the topics that they're subscribed to, and they just kind of ignore it, let them flow.
Yeah.
But it's a once-a-month activity.
And a quick shout out here to Tara. Thank you for enrolling. And then I've got a question for you from
Tara.
Yep. Got a question for you here from Sun Chen. Do you have content fit to acupuncture? If not, then how can I drop my own content?
Do we have content fit for acupuncture? And acupuncture would be healthy living, healthy tips. We do a lot of actual chiropractors too, by the way. And Bill and I also have other energy healers as clients. So the short answer there is yes, we do. But then your acupuncture specific offers, your commercials you could put on yourself during the month. So for a acupuncture, you would want the healthy living, the healthy tips, the motivational quotes, and some ones being more holistic.
Okay. And then next question, I've got Marianne and Nancy have asked basically a similar question here. Is there a way to make sure that your updates for me are not exactly the same as someone else in my industry?
Great question. With our service, we do write a set of, well, actually there are hundreds of updates per topic. But what our software does is it ensures that no two people in the same area are getting the same updates at the same time, so that your updates aren't going to be the same person, down the road's updates. So we actually have specifically businesses where we have multiple of that type of business in one city. In fact, one store may be next to the other store, and no one knows the difference. So we handle that on a regular basis.
And then Trent Arnold, maybe you can clarify this. He says, my page is accessed through my personal page. I'm thinking we're talking Facebook here.
Yep.
How do you get access to my business page without having access to my personal page? You want to explain the admin there?
Yeah, that's a great question. What you do is, well, you actually have two choices on it. One is, if you don't even want to bother with us, you just make us admin of your page, and we'll take care of it for you. Or you go in and you just authorize the app. We have a button then that you can do that to authorize the application to post on your page. And then we don't have access to your personal stuff at all. And by the way, there is a best practice out there that you should have more than one administrator of your business page, because sometimes Facebook will erroneously shut down your Facebook account. This actually happened to me. And if they do that, you cannot get back to your business page. Your business page is gone. And then you have to file a grievance thing with Facebook to get it back. So if you allow us to be admin of the page, just your business page, you're also backed up on a second case there. But you just go in and you authorize our app on your business page.
Okay, a little shout out to Jill, Sandy, and Charles, who've all enrolled. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Look forward to helping you all.
Okay, then next up, I have another follow-up from Mario. Kind of taking you a different way here. Are you able to improve the graphic layout for our profiles on social media channels? So I think improve the look of their profiles is what I'm guessing we're saying. Right?
We have, a lot of people are interested in improving their branding. So their timeline, their layout, in Facebook, and how they look in LinkedIn and Twitter, the whole Twitter background piece. And we do have a separate product. It's not included in this product because some people want it, some people don't. We have a separate product though, where our graphic artists will actually improve your overall branding, make it look really sharp, make it pop out, look very professional to match your industry. And that's a great product that a lot of our clients have bought in the past.
Okay, and a thank you goes to Jurage Gresco, Tom, and Anna, who've all enrolled. Thank you. And then, yeah, Sun has a follow-up question here. Do you help drive traffic too?
We do have a separate service. We have some, well, let me explain this, go back and answer the question for everybody else. When he says drive traffic, what he's asking is, will you help get people to my fan page? Will you help people find me? And there's really two ways of doing that. One way is to run contests and things with your sphere of influence of people that are already your customers. And the other way is to advertise, to get people who are friends of friends and who may not even know you. And we do have a small separate service for a small amount a month that we will actually run your Facebook ads for you to help drive the traffic. And you just decide then your spend level that you want to do.
Okay, Stephen Williams asked a great question here. It says, I only occasionally do status updates on Facebook and never on LinkedIn. From what I see from what you said, how that is a problem. But if you're doing updates for me, can I still do the occasional update myself?
Yes, absolutely. And that's the whole idea of the program. This program isn't appropriate for someone who enjoys spending 6 hours a week doing lots of status updates. This program is for someone who does either a poor job now or they don't do that many. So we'll do that for you, but you can jump in at any time you want very easily and go ahead and do your own update, and no one will know the difference. And so if you, let's say, had a big office party, or you had a client that had some big success that you want to broadcast out, or a milestone, it's easy to do, and you just do that, and it just fills and it makes it even better to all of your clients. And if you want to go for weeks without doing that, that's fine too.
Okay, Gary, welcome aboard. Let's see. I'm going to jump to Sun again real quick. We had another question there. I have 3 business Facebook pages. Basically, is it considered one account or 3 accounts?
If there are 3 businesses, 3 separate businesses, it'd be 3 accounts. I'd have to ask, and this may be one to be taken offline in terms of discussion. Usually one business has one page, one account, because you have different audiences. So each page may have different subscriptions that you have to it. So for example, let's say that I own a health food store, I own a chiropractic office, and I own, I'm just going to say used car locks. That just jumped in my head. Those would be 3 totally separate pages because they'd be 3 separate groups of content.
Okay.
And the way our application is written, it's targeted to one business, you know, one business's page for one group of topics.
Hey, Judith, welcome aboard. I've got a question from Jorgen Sundberg. It says, I have a tool I use that sends my updates to all my social media already. How is what you do offer different from that? So I think basically saying, how is Social Concierge Service different from using a tool like maybe a Hootsuite?
That's a good question. Those tools allow you to schedule your status updates out over time on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, but they don't come up with a content for you. You still have to do all the work to come up with a content. You still have to enter the tool. You still have to enter the status updates and then to get them posted out there. So those tools give you a way to post all once kind of in batch, but you still got to come up with all the content and spend all the work. Versus with Social Concierge Service, we do the work of coming up with the good content. We do the work of getting into the scheduling tool. You only have a review step if you want, and then that's it.
Okay. Let's see, a couple more shout-outs here while we're waiting for questions. Malcolm, Victoria, Michael, welcome aboard. Thanks for enrolling. Oh, and Pat. Pat just came in, too. Okay.
Welcome, everybody.
Let's see.
Bill, I want to go back and say this is the easiest way to really get your social media going. You know, you just subscribe to it, you get great content going out on your media channels, and you can then really grow and develop your sphere of influence over time. And we do have those additional services. So if you would like to have Facebook advertising run for you, we have that service. We have a service where if you want your pages rebranded, we will do that for you too. And we have several other add-on services that sit on top of it. But for just $47 a month or $1.57 a day, you know, we will be doing these updates for you. And we all know how important it is. And so my question is, why are you paying yourself $1.50 some an hour to do this? Why are you even paying someone who works for you? And if you're in, I don't even think you can get someone for $1.50 an hour in China anymore. You know, even minimum wage there is higher than that now.
Yeah, you're basically trading a couple.
Well, I want to make a point, Bill. I want to make another great point. All of our writers here are in North America, and we also do Canadian versus U.S. because that came up in another call. So we wouldn't put a 4th of July thing in Canada. So we are aware of geography.
We are aware of geography. That's one of the things we collect. I will say we actually do updates for businesses in 9 different countries, English speaking.
Bill, what are the countries who currently do?
Let's see. Canada, U.S. are big ones, as are Australia, New Zealand, and UK. And then we've got Costa Rica, the Canary Islands, Ireland, and I'm missing a couple there, I think.
Yeah, but English speaking.
English speaking, and we do have writers that adjust for the differences in the English language, basically British Empire, if you will, versus North America.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more that came in here. And this is from Stephanie Saunders. I've been trying to use social media to get leads. She says she's a real estate agent, by the way. I've gotten a decent amount of leads through status updates on LinkedIn, but I'm constantly battling with whether I should be formal or informal. Both types of updates seem to get responses. What do you think?
Good content outpaces anything, so it's what your people would want to see on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So if you have good content, people want to click on it. What we encourage, though, is LinkedIn is not for the more casual, edgy stuff. LinkedIn is typically more of the professional items on there. And if you post good content and good links, people will click on them. And the great thing I love about LinkedIn that you've already experienced is they click on it, then they look at your profile, and then they call you.
Yeah. Let's see, a shout out to Carol and Disnardo, who have joined up here. And okay, here's one more. I don't know if I skipped over this or not. It's from Alejandra Bonhomme. Thanks for the great info. Some of the information and tips you provided I wasn't even aware of. Like that not all your friends receive all your status updates. I've had a Facebook page for a while now, but have only more recently been spending more time developing it. I am learning it takes a lot of my time. I like the idea of your service. I can see where that would be a smart investment, so I only need to update periodically with info about my business or commercials, you got it, as you call them. Thanks, I'm in. I guess there's not a question there, Greg. It's a comment.
Well, welcome aboard. And I like to also equate this to, the President of the United States does not write his own speeches. Movie actors don't write their own movies. People who are in a play don't write their own play. In fact, most singers don't write their own songs. So why should local business owners and professionals feel as though that they need to be an expert in this arena when no one else is? Let someone else do it for you.
Okay, just waiting to see if any more questions come in. If you've still got a question, go ahead and ask it. There were, it looks like, 2 personal questions, Greg, that we'll go back to on email.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see, shout out to Hilda and Gina and David, who've enrolled. Welcome aboard.
Excellent, excellent. And you're really going to love the service because it takes a load off where social media runs on its own for you. And nothing's better. I get clients that come to me and say, I like the fact that people come into my business and they say, I really like the status update you did last week on whatever. And they say, this is great. My customer's thinking of me. They came in and I didn't have to do that work. And so they smile and I say, thanks.
Greg, that reminds me of a question we had before that maybe I should kind of paraphrase for this group. And that is, how do people know that it's not you? Will people know that it's not you doing the status updates? And that we had the example that somebody had asked about, if I'm in a meeting with somebody and all of a sudden my status update shows up, what do I say?
People will not know unless you tell them, and that's your choice, that it's not you. We don't broadcast it. We don't release names of who our clients are. It's confidential. In fact, I will personally tell you guys that we do several celebrities. We do major corporations, and you would never know it. Now, if you go into a business, a meeting, and you have a status update at the same time, they say, well, what happened? You say, oh, I scheduled them so that I could spend my time dedicated with you without being worried about anything else. And then the problem goes away. You just turn it into a benefit.
And essentially, you did
spending my time with you.
All right. Let's see, a shout out to Trent and Alejandra who've enrolled. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Well, Greg, right now I'm not seeing any more questions.
Go ahead, and you owe it to yourself to get really good social media this year. And if you're not doing a great job with it, go ahead and admit it. And then it's like letting me work out for you. You know, it's letting me go and do the daily run and the push-ups and getting things done for you so you can sleep in and you don't have to do it, but yet you still get all the benefits. Go ahead and hire us and let us do your status updates for you so you can worry about the other things in your life.
One last question here. This is a good one. It's from Ireti Obembi. It says, "Hi, Greg. I was not able to join you on time. Will there be access to this webinar online?"
Oh, yeah, we're recording this, so we'll shoot this out to everyone in case some of you joined late and didn't see everything, so you can see the whole thing.
Okay.
But you really don't have to watch the whole thing to know that for $1.57 a day, I'll do 2 to 3 LinkedIn updates for you. We will do 4 to 5 Facebook updates for you. And if you have Twitter, we'll do 4 to 5 Twitter updates for you every week on topics that you pick for only $1.57 a day.
There you go.
Well, that's it.
Okay, Greg.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. This was a lot of fun. And I look forward to really helping everyone with their social media and making 2013 the best year ever.
Have a great day, everybody.